Hey, hey. Hi, guys. All right. It is lovely to be back. I hope things will continue to stay nice and steady. Before we jump into this, we're doing an urgent message. This is because we're in the middle of some significant solar flares going on. That there was supposed to be a big cosmic flare, and then it kind of got a little bit delayed. The space weather got delayed, and now it's going bananas. And this is, I'm sure coincidence, but last night I had intended to do more videos. We had winners that I needed to get to, our today's topic videos and all of that. And as I was doing a Leo video, my energy just like tanked. Just I felt myself like, you could probably see it in the video, because it was like, oh my God, I'm like wilting. So I decided to go to sleep last night. But what was crazy is before I fell asleep, I got an alert that said my internet was going to be down. And I was like, okay, how perfect is this? Apparently, I was meant to rest anyway. Now, today, we're in the middle of these massive solar flares. I am hopeful that the internet continues. My intention is I have all night to hang out with you guys. After a little break here, I'll be gone for about, about an hour and a half-ish, and then I should be with you guys all night. I'm so excited too, but I will say we are contending with solar flares. Hopefully that doesn't interrupt internet, but it made me say we need to do a very swift hit on what are these solar flares bringing in? What is the message? Because I feel like that surge of energy I want to touch base on just because I think it's really inspirational. Hi, everybody. So good to see you all. All right, we have got the Eight of Pentacles. So we literally have somebody sitting here at their computer. Something that somebody watches could be like a particularly important message for them. It could be something random. It could be something they go seeking. It could be somebody who's like, you know what, whatever, show me what I need to see, or, stumbling upon something that I didn't even know was going to be interesting. We have an Ace of Cups. It could also be a message that is coming in. I don't know, somebody's going to end up FaceTiming with a very important person. I can't make out what's on that computer screen other than there is a single person on, admittedly, a backdrop or in front of something kind of similar to what I have behind me. Zodiacs, stay tuned. Provided the internet stays steady tonight, I'll be doing all the rest of our zodiacs. We've only done 3 so far for the vibrational shift. So hang in there. If you guys are bored tonight and want to hang with me, I'll look forward to seeing you in the zodiac videos that we'll post. But this looks like somebody could actually end up FaceTiming like with an important person because it has that Ace of Cups here. So if the solar flares are bringing in a message, it is either a message for a character to open up their heart. We have a 7 of Cups. Could be a lot of different things because it could be how to fill our cup in many different ways. It could be about love. It could be a different way to look at love, self-love, or this could be an offer of love that is coming in. Can I get more clear on this? Because now that we bring in the 7 of Crystals or 7 of Pentacles, this has been a long time coming, but she has all these different crystals, and I'm like, which one is it? The 7 of Crystals in this deck. Sorry, I don't know if I just said 7 of Cups. It's 7 of Pentacles is associated with the crystals in this deck, but we have each of those different crystals almost like it's a 7 of Cups. Which one are we going to choose? Which one? Somebody could really be like feeling the vibrations right now. They could be connecting to things like crystals and vibration as a whole. I mean, come on, everything is electromagnetic right now anyway. King of Cups, Emperor in the reverse. I kind of think this is a really important moment for possibly a divine feminine to think about or to actually engage with the divine masculine. Now, please remember, I'm not talking about genders, even though we have, images of women and men. What we're talking about is energy. So maybe the solar flare messages coming in are bringing important energy flow about, like contemplate what is I'll say, the best vibration for the divine feminine. What would she really want? What is the most important? Is it some powerful leader, or is it somebody that is loving and emotionally available and, a protector of the heart? Because I feel like there's a difference between 2 different people. Maybe she's had 2 different mindsets around one particular individual. There could be a masculine that she both loves and hates. There could be a masculine, we could be talking about her thinking about one person. And if you're thinking about, I want that person, but God, I hate them. They were awful. They were this, they were that. I wanted them to be like this. I loved them. It might be the time to clear up that energy and say, pick which version you really want to say is them. You know, when we get upset with somebody, it's really tempting to then call out everything that, and even, you know, like enhance things that are maybe not even fair about their supposed wrongdoings. You know, when we get mad, then it's like, yeah, they were terrible. They were a tyrant. They were blah, 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 blah. And is that true? Or is that our hurt feelings projecting it? Because it's going to be really hard to connect to somebody that we actually love if we're vilifying them. Now, maybe they deserve to be called a villain, in which case, call them a villain, be done with it and move on. Or is it identify which are they? I feel because of this kind of question mark, and a lot of time has already passed, and it's time to ask, who do we love? Or it's time to say, do I really want to talk to this person? Because it almost feels like right now, this is the time to clarify and solidify which lane we're going to be in. Do we miss the person that is actually loving and that's who we want to come toward us? Or are they a villain that we need to let go of? I know that could be hard to answer because how do we know necessarily, like, well, you know, who were they? Is she confused about who they were? Or is she wounded and has given, you know, attributes to someone that they don't deserve? And it doesn't matter what gender, right? This could be same-sex couple, reverse gender roles. But if the message from the solar flares is the person that is on one's heart, the person that we actually gave our heart to, and they stay in our heart, are they a villain or are they a loving individual that we actually want back, or are they somebody to let go of? Because it almost hints that right now it is possible to change the course of timeline and life and either bring that person back in or open up to connecting with them. But do we want to connect with a villain or do we want to connect with a hero? And I could see how that would be really important to, you know, just get that answer settled. Page of Swords, he's spying on her. He is right now, and look at the energy flow, talk about like awesome cosmic flow. He may be reading old messages from her at the very same point in time. I don't know if she has something recorded that she can look at, you know, who knows? Everybody has social media. Everybody, you know, you can look at a computer, you can look at a cell phone, and there's, you know, basically paper trail, photo trail. So it's really easy to quote unquote spy on anyone nowadays. And I don't mean it in like a terrible way, but just I miss them. So I'm looking them up today because I can't help it because they're on my heart. They're on my mind. You know what I'm starting to envision here? I was going to say invisualize. We're making up new words. I am picturing, you know how there's like cable cords that connect, you know, like you can hardwire in, right? You can use the Ethernet. I'm feeling like these two have like an Ethernet connection to each other right now, and there is energy flowing between them. And that's really what the solar flares are representing, between maybe two individuals who care a great deal for one another, regardless of what has occurred. Right now, this is them spying on each other. Maybe that's why it's heightened. Maybe that's why there's more solar flares. We're delving into the sci-fi storyline today, but that's okay. You guys know I'm a storyteller and I love the sci-fi anyway. But we have energy coming like from the cosmos to Earth, but then he's like extended up taller and, you know, extending beyond Earth. He's a little bit like the antenna, perhaps, extending, but we see him connecting to messages, to words. I feel like she's more visual at thinking of his face or seeing pictures of him. He's reading messages with all those pages and pages of text, but he's spying on her in that way. She's spying on him in this way. So those solar flares are actually the messages between the two of them. Okay, that's actually kind of cool. We got the Two of Cups. And they are like dancing across the cosmos right now. So they are Aurora Borealis. Where their energy meets is actually something very beautiful. These two are connecting right now. And it's a really important connection to make, because are they lovers or are they enemies? It's time to make the decision. Especially, we're talking about the 5D world right now, but it is definitely an opportunity for things to come into the 3D world. He's standing right here like this energy conduit. He may take action and respond to her, reach out to her today, depending upon what is she really projecting, I hate you or I love you. It's got to get clearer. Do you want to talk to me or do you hate me? If that's what he's trying to figure out, what's the truth? Because who's going to reach out to somebody who says, I hate you? I'm not reaching out to somebody who says they hate me. Why would I? It's like I respect the fact that you're allowed to dislike me. That's okay. I'll give you your space, So I could see how he would be like, I'm rereading things and trying to figure out what it means, but I'm also, these two, I would say that these two have great love for each other. They are Two of Cups, but there has definitely been pain. There has definitely been, difficulty. And now it's like, so which is it? Is the love greater than whatever else has happened? Okay, we've got a Three of Cups. In this storyline, it appears that the love is greater than whatever previously occurred. This says the ancestors are sitting here, woo, they're doing the wave, they're cheering. They're like, this is what's needed to happen. And again, we have all this like energy coming in the very sparkly sea. Everything feels like, well, I mean, obviously I'm using a deck that has a lot of sparkles to it. It's an Ascension deck. It's a good deck to use today. And I will mention, guys, I did not pick this backdrop because of solar flares. I mean, we get those from time to time anyway. So this is nice and serendipitous that this week I was going to do vibration just because I felt like it. I bought this a long time ago. It took a long time for it to arrive. And then it just coincidentally finally arrived and was like, oh, let's use this backdrop. Let's do this style of storytelling. And then it coincides with these massive solar flares. And again, they were delayed until today. So there's a lot of like lovely, serendipitous energy on this. And I just add that in because it feels really exciting. It feels with that Three of Cups, like this could be a really good time to open dialogue, open hearts, open chakras. There's something here about if we're going to really let energy flow from one source to another, or in this case, from one heart to another, or one mind to another, it's time to make sure that it's not, fractured, or there's not, oh God, what's the word that they use when there's something else? When you're sending information, but it's messy and you get like only part of it. It's not buffering, but oh God, I can't think of the word. There's a word for it. But in any case, it's time that we clean things up so that the message is really simplified, cleaned up, clear, and the most high vibrational truth that two characters could actually say to one another. With that Page of Wands, we're standing right here at the precipice. This could be the first step forward. This could be, let's leave the cave and step into very much Aurora Borealis, which, by the way, it's kind of visible right now all over the place. I mean, like, even I was listening to, is his name Stephen Burns? He's a great geophysicist. Oh my God, he's amazing. If you haven't ever listened to him on YouTube, I follow him. He seems super smart and just like, he just loves it. But he's covering all of this right now. And there's a whole bunch of visibility all around the globe. But like in the United States, I think even they said down to like Illinois and then going across like Oregon. So that's pretty low to be able to see aurora. So anyway, if you're in, that northern, all across the United States, you could be seeing aurora tonight as well, which is pretty exciting. But this says this is their chance. There's never maybe been a better chance for a Two of Cups. Like these solar flares have to do, at least in this fictional story, with Two of Cups are connected right now and are sending each other messages. And what happens after this, I don't know. Oh, Deb, yeah, it's Stephen Burns is the geophysicist, and I think that's what the name of his channel is. But yeah, he's probably still live streaming because he's like super jazzed about all this right now. This Judgment card with the Seven of Swords. Do we want to have a do-over? Again, look at the storm in the sky. Look at the energy floating through this. I've just changed decks and we're still getting big energy. And this says, are they going to lie to themselves? Because he's, when you, as a kid, if you tell a lie, but you pretend you're telling the truth, if you cross your fingers and hold it behind your back, then, that lets you get away with it, kind of. If these two want to pretend that they don't want to be together or it's too late to be together. I think that they're full of crap. I think they wouldn't be bothering to connect right now if they didn't actually still believe that this was possible. What's that song? I still believe that someday you and me will find ourselves in love again. Four of coins, two of swords, five of coins. For the longest time, these two have always focused on there's no way I can talk to them. They've blocked me. They left me out in the cold. Everything has been negative, negative, negative. And that has occluded the simple truth that these two actually still want to repair this. That's the way I would interpret this. The lie is that they don't want me. Baloney. They both know they still miss each other. They both know that they still want each other. In this storyline, that's all hogwash. Please remember, these are fictional. Don't get mad at the messenger here. I'm telling a fictional story. I promise I'm not telling you how your life is or what you think, okay? Only you know what you think and what's true for you. The Two of Pentacles, again, is calling these characters out, though, saying the two of you are on the same page with that infinity symbol wrapping, and we have the clock here. Like, it, of course, was time for these two to finally engage. Like, this is the point where they meet in the middle. You know, the figure 8 shape right there in the middle is where they are connecting, and it's right over, in this case, the sun. So we know that this is the solar flare message. You know, I'm so delighted that we got a chance to do this one, and the internet came back on time. This is so awesome. How fun is this one? And we have the start. Time to start. I don't know if somebody has a compass or if they recently purchased one or a clock or clocks, compasses. This is it. It's time to make their way back to each other. I think the clarity is here. Did somebody just buy a wand or something too? And then there's like all kinds of, I know it's Christmassy time, so there's probably tinsel and all kinds of colorful stuff all over, but we have like lots of decorations back here. I'm just going to go ahead and end this storyline and say what just happened during the solar flare is it kind of burned out the lies and left behind the truth for two people, which is they're going to start making their way back to each other. It doesn't mean that they necessarily do it instantly or today. It means they spy on each other today. They get to the point where they're connecting in the 5D realm. And the only thing that really matters is the truth. The truth is, but I wanted us to patch things up. And it's like, okay, they're both in that same exact point. They're both meeting right there in the middle. They both want to patch things back up. So I don't think that we have villains after all. What we have was a lot of hurt feelings that were making it impossible for these two to imagine being together, because he insisted she doesn't like me, she doesn't want me, and she insisted he's a villain. And that's how they kind of like were in a stalemate for a long time. But the solar flare is burning through that and getting down to the truth. And now we have them starting to gravitate toward a different thought pattern. How would we patch things up? Not if we can't, because that's always been bull. The truth of it is, how do we patch it up then? How do we begin to do this? And so this is two people, now it's just that their mindset is on what do we need to give in order to get to the 3D realm? Because we're not there. This storyline does not bring them into connection yet. 10 of coins in the reverse says, okay, we have no 3D contact. We've only had 5D just now during the solar flare. So what are we going to do? Now their minds are starting to say, let me think about this. Now I'm on the road of reconciliation. I'm not lying anymore. I want to reconcile. So how do we do that? Okay. We're not talking in the 3D. So that's going to have to change. 8 of Swords. We got to unblock the fences or unbuild the fences, take down the brick wall mentally first. So they actually still have a lot of work to do just up here. But the new year is slated for the new beginning. The new year is going to be, and this could be like they're making a decision that I'm going to reach out for, New Year's Eve. That's a symbolic, opportunity. I feel like these two still have to adjust. This is all new information. The fact that they're acknowledging the truth is I want a reconciliation. I always wanted a reconciliation. I've been lying through my teeth about it all this time, saying it wasn't possible when I know it's exactly what I've always wanted. So that's just the first big step that is coming through today with the solar flares. Then it's okay, where are we actually at? Well, we haven't spoken in a long time. And I got to start dismantling mentally the stress around the idea of talking. How would I have a first conversation? How could I reach out? And it's like the new year. The new year is symbolic. The new year is a great time to reach out because it's very customary. Yes, it kind of says, okay, so they're looking for a way to, like cloak and come on in and be like, hi, I just wanted to wish you a happy new year. Yes and no. This is super symbolic because this is the year of the snake. We see the serpent right there. As we end the year of the snake, we're supposed to leave behind the old, the outdated. We're supposed to shed an old skin. We're supposed to be doing things differently. Maybe this is right on schedule. Remember that Two of Pentacles holding the clock. Remember, they had to go round on this figure 8 of the infinity symbol and meet right there during the solar flares. Remember, they couldn't get to this point. You can't say that you've shed something of the past until you really have. And that takes a certain amount of time. So maybe a lot has been going on with both of them in this year, a lot of their own personal evolution and personal, change in their mind to get them to this point to where it's like, I know we're going to talk at New Year. That's what we have on this. So the decision's been made today. These characters have just stepped into a lane. They are officially in the cars and they're driving toward destination reconciliation. And they even have a time in mind now. I'll be really excited to see, what do we get? When we get to the new year, we have a wedding dress twice. I almost think that these two, now that they've acknowledged what they actually want, now they're in those lanes, now that they're driving those cars forward toward destination reconciliation, I think both of them are already acknowledging they can look ahead to the future. And this, if they're reconciling, these two are ending up together permanently. These two will end up married. There isn't an in-between. This is two people that are always going to stay together. This was two people that this is their moment to decide, am I changing lanes and saying, I know I do want to be with you? And P.S., if that's the case, we're never leaving each other. That's the only way these two could go. Or is this the time where they go, you know what? You're a villain. I don't want you. Forget it. I'm moving in a different direction. This is the branch. We are at a branching tree moment for these two. And we see them say, we're picking this lane, and they're both picking it. So we can already see where this thing ends. It ends very happily. It ends with the two of them married. There isn't another way I could read this. This is a very definite storyline for two people that are finally getting super, super real with themselves. And no more messing about, no more changing minds, no more. There isn't actually a going back. They just picked a timeline. And they picked it really authentically, and they picked it independently, even though they were connected at the mind, or I say at the heart space during these solar flares. But this was a moment where they're picking the destination. And they both happen to be in the same exact mindset. So, all right, I'm going to leave this one here. You guys, thank you so much. Oh, Sierra, I'm so sorry, sweetheart. I'm so sorry for your loss, babe. I hope that you have really nice memories of whomever your loved one was. I'm so sorry that you had to say goodbye to somebody last night. That is a beautiful way to interpret that she's saying goodbye with those solar flares. That's beautiful. That's absolutely beautiful. Sending you lots of love and healing. You guys are so lovely to each other, so lovely to me. Thank you, everybody, for being here. All right, you guys, I will see you again in about an hour and a half. I have to go take care of something else, and then I will return. Send you guys lots of love. Bye for right now.